That's right. Hoggie's Beer Review, the SweetWater 420 Extra Pale Ale. What's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in. Another quick review on the webcam, and this is super quick. This is something I never do. This is going ahead of like 4 or 5 other reviews I already have recorded. I'm jumping this in front of that and uploading it today because I just bought this beer 45 minutes ago. This is brand new to Florida, at least to my neck of the woods. Like literally, they just started selling this down here. It wasn't here last week. It's here now. The 420 Extra Pale Ale from SweetWater. Now, while I know this beer isn't that big of a deal, I've been hearing about it for so long, and more importantly, hearing that it's coming to Florida. I've been hearing about that since 2010. I've been hearing SweetWater's coming to Florida. SweetWater's coming to South Florida, and I've been waiting for the last 3 years, and I kept hearing and it never showed up. And all of a sudden today I go to my supermarket right by my job after work to pick up a couple of things, and what's the first thing I see on the beer shelf in the cooler at the supermarket? SweetWater Extra Pale Ale 420. So I bought it. I came home and I said, I'm doing this today and uploading it today. Shouts out to my buddy Howie up in Vero Beach at Hurricane Wings, the manager up there. He's turned that place into a craft beer haven, and he was one of the people telling me that he was hearing that his sources were telling him that it was coming soon. So shouts out to Howie. He hooked me up with this heavy-duty Hurricane Wings glass years ago. My good buddy Howie. Haven't talked to him in a while. Hope he's doing good. If you're watching this, what's up, man? I think I'll send him a Facebook message when I finish up here. And let's get right to it. Don't float the mainstream. Okay, 420 Extra Pale Ale, a tasty West Coast style pale, no ale, just pale. A tasty West Coast style pale accentuated by a stimulating hop character. First conceived in our back cave on 420, this kind of beer keeps the wheels on the bus going round and round. Drink them if you got them. And of course, you can't see it on this crappy camera, but right here it says best if enjoyed by 8/1/13. Today is 5/20. It's not 420, it's 5/20, but it's way ahead of that August 1st date on there. So let's get right to it. By the way, cool cap that's going on the fridge. Now, I'd be lying if I said I'd never had this beer before. I did have it in a beer fest. If I remember correctly, it was up in the Vero Beach area, beer fest back in like 2010. I had like a little sample of it. Not exactly the coldest, in like a plastic cup, in like a beer fest in a parking garage, something like that. So it wasn't the best place to sample the beer. So let's do it the right way. Nice and cold, in a glass, out the bottle, with a freshness date or a best by date that is 2 months and change in front of us. Now, you know, I got ahead of myself. Forgot Beer Advocate and Rate Beer. Just to give you an idea, Beer Advocate right here, 1,245 ratings total, and it scores an 83. Categorizes an American Pale Ale at 5.4% alcohol by volume. Don't think it says the ABV on the bottle. Jumping over to Rate Beer, out of a total of 880 ratings, it scores a 79, also categorized by them as an American Pale at 5.2% alcohol by volume. So it's basically in the 5 range, and you know, you see what people are saying about it. Let's see what I say about it. I say that it's filtered. I can see through this beer nice and clear. See myself on the screen there. It's filtered, and it's only like a shade or two darker than a Budweiser. It's a light amber color. It looks good, but you know, it doesn't look dense, doesn't have a lot of active carbonation. The head, not as dense and as frothy as on some other beers. A lot of tiny bubbles you can see there. Getting some malt notes out of that, and almost like a sweet orange. Something else in there, slightly citrusy. I can't really place the smell, but it doesn't taste like a refined, stuffy craft beer, or smell like a refined, stuffy craft beer should smell. It smells a little pedestrian as far as craft beers go, I got to admit. Nothing's really jumping out as a really sharp, you know, quality kind of scent. But again, that's, you know, just my opinion on it. So after all these years and after all this time, let's drink the damn thing. Cheers. Ooh. Ooh. Mm. Piney. Piney. Piney with a little citrus on the back end of the pine. And it doesn't hit you right when you take a sip. It hits you about a half a second later. As you're swallowing, it's like there's that resinous bitterness. The body is relatively light. And then on the finish, there's something that same smell that or that same ingredient that I can't put my finger on exactly what it is. Definitely like a lemony character in the flavor. At the beginning, well hell, almost across the board. Almost kind of like a lemony character you get in some like German lagers. It's definitely there. It's light, it's kind of lemony. Yeah, see, I'm expecting from the description and everything, I'm expecting like a hoppy pale, something comparable to Dale's Pale or Sierra Nevada's Pale, and no. It's kind of got a lighter, not as well congealed kind of character going on here. It's a little all over the place. You got your lemoniness over here, you got your piney hoppiness over here, you got this mild but kind of consistent malt character throughout. It's all over the place. And if you gave this to someone who didn't know any better, they might just think it was some kind of German lager because it has that little appley lemony character going on with it. It's odd. And I should note, it's yet another hoppy American beer with a damn fish on it. I'm not into fishing, so, you know, Bell's and Sculpin and these guys. Anyways, you know what? I honestly have to say this is not that exciting. I really got my fucking my beer geek on today because I saw it and I got excited and I came home and I said I'm going to review this right now, and I'm kind of disappointed. This isn't that great. I mean, it's not a bad beer, but as far as craft beers go and hoppy pales go, I really got to say this is kind of a mediocre glass half full. I'm not excited. There's a myriad of better choices out there. It's all over the place, man. It's not like one of those beers that's everything's going on in unison. There's no unison here. You got something here and something here and something here. Much like the head, you know, it wasn't pop fizzy Budweiser head, but it wasn't that dense, thick, foamy kind of head that you're used to getting on like a Sierra Pale, for example. You know, this has more of a pop fizzy, you know, long hammer IPA kind of quality to it. And you know, considering the hype behind this beer, at least in Florida, when people were saying that it was coming down here, we want to talk about beers in Georgia. Terrapin makes a better beer than this. Mediocre, glass half full. I'm a bit let down. And I mean, you know, for the ABV and for the fact that it's not a super hoppy hop bomb beer, this is good to be a session beer, barbecue beer, take to a picnic beer, that kind of thing, wash down some food. But as far as being one of those really legendary kind of craft beers, no. Part of me was saying, you know, I'm in such a hurry to do this, I'm going to do it on the webcam. I'll probably regret doing like a lower quality review on the webcam versus, you know, the good camera and a better setup. Nah, this really didn't deserve all that. It's not that good. So that's it, guys. The SweetWater 420 Extra Pale Ale. One more time, take a look at it there. Yeah, mediocre, glass half full. If you really want a good hoppy pale, get you a Sierra Nevada or a Dale's Pale Ale. They're better choices. And if you want to drink something from the lovely state of Georgia, Terrapin is the way to go. I will try their other offerings in their IPA at some point, and I'll do the review on those, see if they have a better product in their catalog. But this damn show ain't it. So that's it, guys. Once again, thanks for joining in, and stay tuned. There's always more Hoggie's Beer on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and all that good stuff. See you on the next one. Cheers.